Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أسأل الله كريم رب العرش العظيم أن يتولنا في الدنيا والآخرة. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty, accepts our good and forgives our evil, protects us from kulli su and makruh, rectifies our condition and affairs. Ahabati fillah. A question was asked, Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. I recently got accepted in the Islamic University of Malaysia to study usul of fiqh, but I am 25 and I feel I'm too old to start a new degree. I really want to go and seek knowledge, but I feel I won't be successful. Any words of advice? Jazakallah khairan. Wa iyyakum. So first and foremost, definitely you're not too old, because some of the Salaf and classical scholars, they started seeking knowledge in their 50s and 60s sometimes. So age should never be a true impediment to elevating your status in knowledge. So when we seek knowledge, it doesn't mean that you're going to be the scholar. It doesn't mean you're going to be the great big talib al-ilm or sheikh or whatever some of the people strive to be. But rather, the tawfiq is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't know what status you'll get to and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring you up to. But however, striving in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, striving in the cause of Allah Azza wa Jal is the maqsad. That is the intent, is that you are striving to seek knowledge and come closer to Allah. And remember that talib al-ilm is talib al-jannah. That seeking knowledge is seeking paradise. And this is how the Salaf viewed it, because the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man salaka tariqan yaltalmisuhu bihi ilman, sahhala Allahu lahu bihi tariqan al-jannah." Whoever traverses the path of knowledge, Allah will make easy for him the path to paradise. So this is an easier means to paradise. So that first and foremost should not discourage you from going and seeking knowledge. Secondly, I don't really know a lot about the Malaysian University. I've seen it before over the years. I don't know the caliber of its academia or scholars, and what you will find as far as Islamic knowledge. However, get out of here. However, this is such a blessed and rewarding journey. If you go and seek Islamic knowledge and strive in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will never lose. So this is how I want to encourage you, is to go out in this path of Islamic knowledge. And as far as being too old to get a degree or that you won't be successful, that is your mindset. If your mindset is that you won't be successful and you're not disciplined, then yeah. But if you're disciplined and you're trying to study to come closer to Allah, for me, I could do another degree. I could easily be motivated, especially if it has to do with Islam and furthering my Islamic knowledge. That's me personally. But however, everyone's different. But what I will say is, you should never allow the age and allow other things to restrict you, especially at such a young age. You are still at the age where you could go to the Islamic University of Medina. Get out of here. The Islamic University of Medina, or some of the Saudi universities at the age of 25. So, there were many students of knowledge, or at least numerous, who had degrees. They had degrees in economics, degrees in political science, degrees in whatever, criminology, and then they did Sharia studies, at Islamic University of Medina or Kulliyat Hadith and so forth. So there are many, especially coming from the West, that already have degrees. They already are educated maybe in secular studies. So none of those things should even be the smallest factor. If you were saying you're 50, 60, 70 years old now and you were having this issue, I could possibly understand a bit more. But the fact that you are just 25, you're just beginning your journey in life and beginning your journey of knowledge. So you should not let that discourage you at all. And especially anything that's going to lead you to the path of fiqh fi din. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Man yuridillahu bihi khairan yafaqqahu fi din." Whenever Allah wants good for a person, he gives them understanding of the deen. So embrace, charge forward, go and study and seek knowledge, and gain the benefit and follow the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ and learn more about your deen. And you should never go with the intent to fail, and you should never go with this fear that I'm going to fail. No, you're going to learn that even if you don't, for whatever reason, succeed, say if you don't pass, okay, initially or whatever, just that process, if your intention and you're striving, you're going to be learning. You're going to learn more about your deen than you know now. And that's the maqsad. So if your intent is to get degrees and stuff like this, then yes, you are already kind of in a loss in and of itself, because this is why many of the scholars, they discourage, especially the one whose total intent is not to necessarily go to the university. That's great. It's great to get your PhD and great to get your master's and your bachelor's and things like this. This is fantastic, or certificate. But however, that is not the intent of ilm. That's not the intent of ilm. The intent of ilm is amal. It's to reform your deeds and your actions and to come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that journey in and of itself is an amazing and beautiful journey to educate yourself more about Islam and come closer to Allah, and to be able to understand the affairs of your religion better and having more insight, more basira, ilm, wa fiqh, wa hikmah, and wisdom, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. So I completely encourage you to go with this opportunity. If you have a scholarship, or I guess if you have to pay for it, whatever the case may be, and you can afford it, then go. But I would also, because of your age, I would advise you to try to get in the Saudi universities. Put your applications into Jamiatul Imam in Riyadh, or Jamiat Malik Abdulaziz in Jeddah, or Jamiat Islamia in Medina, or the many universities there in Taif and Hail, and all over Saudi now, they have different Sharia programs. The ones that I mentioned are some of the most famous ones, and even in Qasim and so forth, they have very good, but you'll find all over, even in the Eastern Province, you'll find branches of Jamiatul Imam and places where you can study. So my advice would be to put your applications there and see what Allah opens up for you, because if you have that opportunity, it'll be a better opportunity as far as especially what you will find as far as Aqidah and Manhaj, meaning your creed and your Islamic methodology, because in Malaysia you're going to have more propensity. Now I don't know, obviously there's Ahlul Sunnah mawjood, but you're going to have more propensity to find people of Tasawwuf, or people who have different orientations. Maybe they are somewhat affiliated with Ikhwan Muslimin, or they affiliated with others. So if you can do that, and if not, then go and seek and get that blessing, and just be cautious about those other affairs to make sure that looking to those who you take your knowledge from. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the Almighty to accept our good and forgive our evil, protect us from kulli su'in makruh, wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.